Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Jamil. So let's see where market can move and how we can plan for tomorrow. Last time we have discussed if anything flat and gap down, we can plan to sell on here because the Friday market was become negative. So for this negative market, if selling have to be continue, then market need to open flat. If anything flat and gap down, we can plan to sell on here. And we also discussed 12,500 is most important level for the market. If it is gap down, if it is any candle closing that to be down that below this range, it can be continuation for the selling side. And also important point we have discussed, if anything gap up, then we are not going to plan to sell on here. We will be wait for one day to see the market direction, and if it is slightly gap up, then 12,750 above price action we can consider to buying on here. This is what we plan on that day, but market directly open 200 point gap down. Remember always for the Nasdaq 100 point and 150 point is huge gap up for the market. If anything gap up gap down, then market can reverse from that range. You can see here after 200 point gap down, 12,800 no doubt psychological level is a round level. Remember always round level always act as a support and resistance in the market. So in this case 12,800 immediately start to become resistance on here, and after touching this level market immediately sharp fall from here and it's become slightly volatile end of the day. And next day market directly open another 200 point gap down. So 200 point, remember 100 point and 100 to 150 point is more huge gap up for the Nasdaq. And you can see here even also today 200 point gap down market immediately reversal from here. So this is a psychological point in the market. I hope you understand this point. After 200 point gap down immediately he sharp reversal from here, and end of the day market try to become positive on here. Always mark that level where the market has been sharp fall. In this case 12,800 is resistance level for the market. In this range market has been sharp fall from here, so no doubt this range will going to be act as a resistance for the market. If you want to buy on here, we have to be wait above price action that to be 12,800 above. If we see anything kind of price action, then only this condition we can plan to buy on here, or else any after touching this level any negative candle we can plan to sell first on here, because always remember this level is most important. This is the range, this is the range going to be the seller range. If buyer have to be stronger on here, then it must need to be candle closing, or we have to see this kind of price action. This kind of price action or candle closing above this range market can become positive, or this is a 100 point range. You can see 700 to 800 is 100 range. This range is going to be deciding range for tomorrow. If anything flat, then this range is going to be deciding. If what we plan after opening flat, we cannot planning to buy on here. We have to be wait for candle closing, because this we have to see this kind of price action. If anything above price action, then market become positive on here. And one important point, market is become positive right now. Try to become positive, but for this have to be open flat. This swing is important level for the market, 12,650. Market should not be open gap down, and if market open gap down, slightly gap down in start to become closing any candle below this range, then market become negative again. And one important point you can see here, let's check the daily time frame that market see the market price action. It's a range that market trading almost 6 to 7 days. It's a node, it's a flat range. Market start to become trading on that range. If you remember in some of our previous video, we have discussed also in previous time market also becomes similar this range market was trading on here, and that day is almost 7 to 8 day market trading on here. And with that day we cover that if this range breakout, if the breakout for upside, even breakdown for downside, market can become very big momentum. And that day, the day of 8 market closing below this swing, and how you can see here sharply market downfall from here. Similarly market start to become trading on that range. That range is most important for the market. Remember again, if it is breakout or breakdown, we can see the directional momentum. You can see here this range also market trading almost 7 to 8 days, it's become directional plan. Similarly market is waiting on here 6 to 7 days. Any candle that to be on above range or even down range, market can become aggressively both side market can travel on here. I hope you understand this point, friend. On 50-minute time frame, as we discussed after opening flat, 12,800 should be our buying price. Above any candle closing or above price action, we can plan to buy on here, unless we are not going to touch on for the buying set for tomorrow. If anything gap down, reduce your quantity, because this range is going to be acting as support for the market, and this range is also important. Remember always in uptrend market, first swing is always important for the market. this is the first swing for the market, 12,650. These swings need to be intact. If anything closing that to be in 50-minute time frame, then the market will going to become volatile, because this swing also as a support, as a support, and this swing also as a support, so it's become volatile market again. If anything gap down, then plan with a small quantity, don't plan aggressively on here. I hope you understand this point, friend. So let's check the S&P 500 for tomorrow. Similarly, price action, market after opening gap down try to become positive on here. For this next S&P 500, no doubt it still look like become positive on here, because he is trying to closing near on his resistance level. But for the buying, we have to consider 4150, 4170, 4170. Any price action we can plan to buy on here. 10 to 15 dollar point going to be stop loss, and 1 is going to be our target. And this swing is most important for this index S&P 500, 4140. If anything gap down start to become negative, and also candle closing below this range, then we can plan to sell on here till 4110. This range market can be retest for tomorrow after opening flat, and 10 to 15 similarly going to be our stop loss, and 1 is going to be our target. I hope you understand all of this point, friend. Remember, price action, if you want to buy, you have to see the price action in the market. Price action, without price action, buyer generally not touch the market. I hope you understand this point, friend. So let's see which stock we can plan to trade for tomorrow. First stock will going to be the Alibaba stock. It has completely strong breakout on here. You can see this swing market able to break up on upside. So 105, as soon as it cross 105, we can plan to buy for tomorrow. And $1 going to be stop loss, and 1 is going to be our target. And if anything gap up, gap down, we have to ignore this trade. If anything flat, as soon as it cross 105, we can immediately purchase on here, and 1 is going to be our target. $1 going to be our stop loss. So let's check the second stock. Second stock, it's Microsoft. It's also for the buying side. You can see here it's a slightly trend line market start to following on here. So for this, it look like tomorrow is going to be breakout on upside, because trend line is still continuously maintained 1, 2, 3 multiple time. This trend line also been tested on here. So chances are very high, 273.50. This is our buying price. Remember, 273.50. As soon as this cross after opening flat, we can plan to buy on here. $2 going to be stop loss, not more than that. $2 going to be stop loss, and 1 is going to be our target. I hope you understand all of this point, friend. And for this, it need to be open flat. If anything gap up and gap down, we are not going to touch this of stock. Must need to be open flat, so that we can put our stop loss with small price. So I hope you understand the point, friend. If you understand, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and thank you very much.